Hi everybody. I'm sorry I've been doing other videos, but I was going to continue reading my book that I wrote, The Forbidden Innocent. So this will be part two, um, where I leave off. I am actually trying to remember. um, the more days I spent in the hospital, the more I started to recognize the rhythms of the place, the way the walls echo differently in the morning than they do at night, the way the nurses speak in soft tones even when they're frustrated, the way the patients cling to routines like lifelines. And somewhere in the middle of all that, Liam becomes the one steady thing I look forward to. We start talking after group therapy. At first, it's small things: how awful the oatmeal is, how the fluorescent lights buzz like angry insects, how the nights feel too long. But slowly the conversation deepens. He tells me he's here because his anxiety spiraled out of control. I tell him I'm here because something inside me snapped and I still don't know why. He listens, really listens, and in a place where everyone feels like they're drowning that matters. Brian watches us sometimes, not always, but enough that I notice. His eyes follow Liam when he laughs. They follow me when I sit beside Liam in the common room. There's something unreadable in his expression. Not anger, not jealousy, but something colder. Something that makes me sit a little straighter. One morning, Carla approaches me after breakfast. "Sarah, your parents are here for a family visit." My stomach drops. I haven't seen them since the night I was admitted. I'm not ready. I don't know if I'll ever be ready. Carla must see the panic on my face because she touches my arm gently. "You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to. You can end the visit at any time." I nod, but my hands are already shaking. The family room is small, with two chairs and a table between them. My parents stand when I walk in. My mother's eyes are red. My father looks like he hasn't slept in days. "Oh, sweetheart," my mother whispers, reaching for me. Something inside me recoils. I step back too quickly, the chair behind me scraping the floor. The sound is sharp, jarring, and suddenly everything feels too loud. Their voices, the hum of the lights, the pounding of my own heartbeat. "We're just worried," my father says. "We don't know what else to do." Sorry. "I'm fine," I say, even though it's a lie. I'm fine. My mother tries to touch my arm again, and the moment her fingers brush my sleeve, something snaps. The room tilts. My breath catches. My visions blur at the edges. I hear myself shouting, but the words don't make sense. I'm backing away, knocking into the table, sending papers flying. Carlos rushes in with two other staff members. "Sarah, it's okay. You're safe. Take a breath." But I can't. I can't breathe. I can't think. My hands are shaking so hard I can't keep them still. I feel trapped and cornered like the walls are closing in. A nurse steps forward with a strength. "Sarah, this is just to help you calm down." I shake my head, but my body won't listen. The panic is too big, too fast. The needle touches my arm, and within seconds, the world softens. The edges blurry like wet paint. My limbs grow heavy. My voice fades. I hear my mother crying. I hear my father asking if I'm okay. I hear Carla telling them it's going to be alright. Then everything goes quiet. When I open my eyes again, I'm in a padded room. The walls are soft, the lights dimmer than usual. My arms are secure in a straitjacket, not tight, not painful, just enough to keep me from hurting myself while the medication wears off. A speaker crackles softly. "Sarah, it's Carla. You're safe. You had a panic episode during your visit. We're going to keep you here until you're steady again." I close my eyes, tears slipping down my cheeks. I don't feel safe. I feel broken. Hours pass before they release me. When I'm finally escorted back to the common area, Liam is waiting. He stands as soon as he sees me, worry etched across his face. "Are you okay?" he asks quietly. I shake my head. "Not really." He doesn't push. He just sits beside me, close enough that I can feel his warmth, but not so close that I feel trapped. For the first time since the episode, I feel like I can breathe again. Across the room, Brian watches us with an episode I can't decipher, but I feel it. Something has shifted, and nothing will be the same after this. Chapter 4. By the end of my second week, the hospital starts to feel like its own strange universe where one time bends, emotions swing like pendulums, and the people around me become characters in a story I never meant to be part of. Liam and I spend more time together now. Not in a romantic way, not yet, but in the quiet, steady way two people do when they're both trying to survive the same storm. We sit together in the common room most mornings watching the chaos unfold around us. "Three, two, one," Liam murmurs under his breath. Right on cue, Mrs. Daly, a tiny woman with white wild gray hair and a voice like a foghorn, stands on her chair and announces, "The government is listening." Through the vending machine again. Liam grins. She's consistent. She's loud, I say, trying not to smile. Across the room, a young guy named Trevor is arguing with the TV, not about what's on it, but with the TV itself. "You don't know me," he snaps at the screen. "Don't act like you know me. The TV is off." Liam leans closer. He's harmless, mostly. Just don't sit in his favorite chair. Which one is that? All of them. I laugh before I can stop myself. It feels good. It's strange but good, like a muscle I forgot how to use. Brian sits across the room, pretending to read a book, but really watching everything, watching us. His eyes flicker up every time Liam laughs, every time I smile, every time we sit a little too close. Liam notices but doesn't say anything. He just shifts slightly, positioning himself between me and Brian's line of sight. It's subtle, protective in a way that makes my chest warm. "Want to go outside?" he asks. "It's courtyard time." The courtyard is a small square of grass surrounded by high brick walls. The sky looks bigger out here, even though the space is small. A few patients wander around, some pacing, some sitting on benches, some talking to themselves. We sit under a tree that barely gives shade. "So," Liam says, picking at the grass, "what did you do before all this? Before the hospital?" He nods. I worked at a bookstore," I said. "Mostly shelving, sometimes helping customers. It was quiet. I liked it." "That sounds nice. What about you?" He hesitates. "I was in school studying engineering, but things got bad. Panic attacks, insomnia. I stopped going to class, stopped leaving my room. Eventually my roommate called my parents." I nod. "I'm sorry." He shrugs. "I'm getting better, slowly." A scream cuts through the courtyard. We both turn. It's Jasmine, a girl with bright pink hair, in a habit of climbing things she shouldn't. She's standing on top of the picnic table, arms spread wide. "I am a bird," she shouts. A nurse says, "Jasmine, please get down." "I can fly." "You cannot." "I can try." Liam leans toward me. $10, she jumps. "You don't have $10. True, but if I did, I'd bet it." Jasmine jumps. She lands on her feet, bows dramatically, and the nurse claps sarcasm before asking her. I had to put my daughter into the siren. I shake my head. "This place is something. It grows on you," Liam says, like mold. We sit in uncomfortable silence for a moment. Then he glances at me, expression softer. "You know, you're different when you laugh." Different how?" "Lighter, like the weight you carry isn't crushing you for a second." I look down at my hands. Sorry, I gotta pause for a minute. I need a drink. Hold on. Just hold on a minute. Got these little bottles of water. I know my daughter watches my videos. She does, so hope she knows she's in my book. Even though this book is about her, I know she watches my videos. So Jasmine, if you're watching it, I put you in another one of my books. Okay. Still can't believe she's gonna be 10 next month. Anyways, back to the story, not my life. um Later, like the weight you carry isn't crushing you for a second. I look down at my hands. It always comes back. "Yeah," he says quietly, "but so do you." Before I can respond, the courtyard door opens. Brian steps out, eyes scanning until they land on us. He walks over slowly, hands in his pockets. "Mind if I sit?" he asks, but he doesn't wait for an answer. He drops onto the bench beside me, too close, his shoulder brushed mine. Liam stiffens. Brian smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. You two seem awfully cozy." "It's called talking," Liam says, voice calm but firm. Brian ignores him. "Sarah, you should be careful who you trust in here." My stomach tightens. What's that supposed to mean? He shrugs. "People aren't always what they seem." Liam stands. "Come on, Sarah, let's go outside." I follow him, feeling Brian's gaze burning into my back the whole way. Inside, the noise of the common room hits us again. Laughter, shouting, the clatter of someone dropping a tray. It's chaotic, unpredictable, overwhelming. But when Liam sits beside me again, close enough that our knees touch, the chaos fades just a little. And for the first time since I arrived, I feel like maybe, just maybe, I'm not alone in this place. Chapter 5. By the time week 3 rolls around, the ward feels like a prison and more like a bizarre, dysfunctional community. The kind where everyone knows everyone's triggers, habits, and favorite snacks, and where the line between sanity and chaos shifts depending on the hour. Liam and I spend most afternoons in the common room where the real entertainment happens. Today is no exception. Trevor is pacing in front of the TV, waving a plastic fork like it's a microphone. I'm telling you, he says to absolutely no one. The moon landing was filmed in a Walmart parking lot. I've seen the footage. Liam leans toward me. He says that about everything. Last week he said the Civil War was fought behind a Taco Bell. Which one? All of them. I had to put a little humor, but I will pause real quick. But there is a lot of this that when I was in mental hospitals, in and out of them growing up, that they are kind of like this. Like when I was in the kid one, like a lot of the kids, there was a lot of differences. Um, but like I forget some of the names of some of the people I met in there, like the kids and everything. Or when I went to the adult one, when I was an adult, there was a lot of more of like swearing in the adult one, of course. But like it is, it is triggering sometimes, and there's things in here that like it will make you laugh, but other things that will be like, oh, okay, that the person must be really like not horrible, but like really need the help. Like mental health is nothing to be ashamed of, but also mental health is nothing to take lightly. Like it is a lot. But I had to do that little PSA thing, but like I have to put a little bit of um because there's times when you're just alone and you don't really sometimes make friends half the time. Like there was some places I didn't make any friends. Um but you guys have like, but there is like hope through all this. I'm not saying everybody needs to go to a mental hospital. No, it's not fun because you gotta be, they gotta pretty much assess you. They gotta see how many piercings you have, how many tattoos, if you have any marks, if you cut yourself, if you, it's a lot. And it's not something that is actually funny, but there's people there that kind of make it worth a little bit more while you're staying there. A little, not enjoyable, but like more, um, where you're not so alone. And some of these experiences aren't my experiences. I mean, there's some that seem similar, and so I have to like pause every once in a while. Like my parents came to see me, and I loved when my parents came to see me. But when Sarah's parents come to see her, she just, there's something that triggers her that she doesn't want to see them. Um, but my parents, I loved seeing my parents. I really did. But anyways, sorry. I still miss my parents. They've gone, and I miss them. But anyways, let's get back to the story. I am so sorry. I laugh, and Trevor whips around like he heard us. Don't mock the truth, he warns, pointing the fork at us before returning to his pacing. Across the room, Jasmine is braiding the hair of a stuffed unicorn she stole from the art room. Her name is Princess Glitterhoof. She tells everyone who walks by she's royalty. Treat her with respect. A nurse passes and nods politely. Very regal. Jasmine beams. She knows. At the far table, Mrs. Daly is whispering to the vending machine again. I know you're listening. She hisses. You can't fool me with your snacks. Liam nudges me. She thinks the Doritos are spies. Honestly, I say, I meant we're spies. He laughs, and the sound warms something inside me. We've gotten comfortable with each other, not in a dramatic, sweeping way, but in the quiet way two people do when they've survived enough storms to recognize the same weather in someone else. Brian sits in his usual corner, flipping through a magazine he never actually reads. His eyes lift every so often, tracking Liam, then me, then the space between us. He doesn't say anything, but the silence around him feels heavier than the noise in the room. Liam notices but doesn't comment. Instead, he turns to me. Want to play cards? Only if you're ready to lose. He grins. I'm undefeated. You've played twice, and I won twice. Okay, I'm going to pause there, because I need to stretch and everything. And my ear, it's just... Anyways, I will do a part 3, but this is a part 2, but peace.